Okay guys, so here if you look at the scene we have the explosion. So this is the main explosion and this is the shockwave explosion. The reason is you are not seeing the fire effect because I created the fire effect from the shader. Okay, that's why you don't see it in the viewport. So here you see I have the container which import this container imports the explosion, the main explosion from the DOP, from this DOP, which is the main explosion. So if I hide that, this is the shockwave. I will hide the shockwave and let's make the explosion visible, the main explosion. So this is the main explosion, guys. And here you see I have the explosion emitter. So if I dive inside, you see here I have the sphere. So if I click on that and I go and zoom in, this is just a sphere, okay? And this is a transform node. I scale the sphere and this is a attribute VOP. So what this does, cuts the sphere to the half. Okay, so don't worry if you don't understand that. This is not important, so you can just delete the sphere, the half bottom of the sphere. Okay, and this is the flute source and this is the null. I will go to the object level now and let's go to the camera. Okay, so I will dive in the Autodop network to the main explosion. So this is the pyro and this is the resize container. And what I did here, guys, this is the divergence. Okay, so what this does, say for example you want to make your explosion take specific shape. For example, you created a sphere and set a noise on it. Okay, and then you want your explosion take the shape of the sphere you created, the deformed sphere you created here. Okay, so this is all what this node does. Okay, so how you can do that, you select the pyro and then here you come to containers. Let's see where is that. Okay, this is the expand from objects. So you create your object here and then you click on expand from object and then we'll ask you to select your object and then selecting the pyro. Okay, so actually I tested that but I didn't see any result really from this node. So you can disable that or you can ignore this one. It wasn't useful for me. Okay, so here the gas turbulence. Of course, when you don't create the expand, you can just create the gas turbulence node and then connect it to this input. Okay, which is the velocity update. So what I did in the gas turbulence, guys, I animated the scale of the turbulence to here. So when I give you the scene file, guys, open it and see what I did and what values I set here. Okay, and this is all I did for the gas turbulence. And here this is the source volume. As you know, this is the activation. I set the activation key and this is the scale source. So if I shift and middle mouse click, you see here I animated the scale to OK from 1 to 1.85 at frame 5 and then to 0 value at frame 10. So try to understand what I did when you open the scene. Okay, and of course when you open the scene you will not see the explosion because this explosion is more than 500 gigabyte. Okay, so you will not see the explosion but you can see what values I did here. And in the pyro solver, let's see, and I animated the time scale. Okay, so let's go to the or let's hold shift on the keyboard and middle mouse click here and let's see here. As you see here, guys, from the first frame I set the value 2 for the time, so it's very fast. And then at frame 5 I keep it 2 and then at frame 10 I set the value to 1. Okay, so the time going fast and then slowing down. Okay, and I set the cooling rate to 0.4. Actually guys, I tried a lot of values. Okay, so I did this explosion more than 30 times until I get the look that I was happy with. Okay, and this is all I did. Try to experience with the this scene and try to understand what I did. Okay, and here you see the shape. I set some values here and the combustion too. Okay, and here the gas released. If you shift and middle mouse click, you see I played with some values in the gas release too. So this is the first frame. I set to 100 and then to 0. Okay, and if I go to the object level and here in the pyro explosion, I will dive inside. I selected the import pyro fields and then I cached the file to the disk. Okay guys, so when you open the scene, you will see an error here. So what you can do, you select this node and then click on save to disk to cache the main explosion. After you cache your main explosion and then click load from disk. Okay, after that you go to the shockwave and again the same to the shockwave, you dive inside and then cache the shockwave to the disk again. Okay, if Houdini crashes in your PC, what you can do, you decrease the value of the, just I want to show you what you can do if you, okay, so I will dive here. If Houdini crashes in your PC guys, try to increase this value. The more you increase this value, less detail you will have and the more and the fast your simulation will be. Okay, try to increase it or decrease it if you have very good PC. So my PC now has 64 gigabyte of RAM. Okay, actually guys, this is, I know this is advanced lecture, so if you have any questions, ask me in the discussions and I will answer you. Okay, and after that guys, what you can do, you select the pyro and then here in the material you will see here we have the material and I have now here a fireball. So if I dive inside the fireball, and of course this is the shop, you can see the fireball in the shop. Okay, it's not in the material, it's in shop. This is the same the material tab. Okay, so this is the fireball. You can select the fireball and see what values I did here. Okay, I didn't do much here, the density scale. Okay, just I changed some color here, and if I go to the render view and I will set to camera and let's see what we get now. Okay, you see here I adjusted the color. You can of course adjust the color as you want, and you can change the density. For example, if I set this one to 6, you see now I have more smoke here because this is smoke. You can adjust the density of the fire. So for example, if I decrease that, I will have less fire. If I set this one to 5, for example, I will have more fire, and I will decrease the smoke to 0.05. Now you see I have more fire and less smoke. Okay, the same is for the smoke. Okay, so and for the shockwave, I will select the shockwave, and this is the material for the shockwave. I will click here to go inside the shop, and this is the smoke. These are two materials that you need. Okay, so this is the smoke. You can change the values here and try what every value do for you. Okay guys, so this is advanced advanced lecture, guys. So I hope you understand that and open the scene and experience and see what every value do for you. And for the secondary elements, I decided to not do that in Nuke because I want you to focus on Houdini for now. Later I will include a section that explains how I did the secondary dust effects in Nuke. Okay, so Nuke is a compositing software like After Effects. So if you have any questions, let me know, guys. So see you in the next lesson.